The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Boy, don't you be scary, come and see what it do. Once you take a bite of this forbidden fruit, you will lose yourself. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Boy, don't you be scary, come and see what it do. Once you take a bite of this forbidden fruit, you will lose yourself.
Melanated goddess, a title that fits you but still is modest. I'm just being honest. You gave me life, I'm still astonished. To submit, I promise. Every day I must pay homage. Give me strength and knowledge to help me break this European bondage. Forgive us for the times we betrayed.
Well, hurry in, darlings. We have company today. Oh, wait. No. And hold on, drink, baby. It's going to be bumpy rock. So, today we have Taye Uhuru. Did I say that right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Thank you, Queen. I truly appreciate you.
Okay, I have been practicing. So, Mr. Taye Uhuru is a historian, an archivist, or is that archivist? Am I saying that right?
Archivist.
Archivist. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to go back to school. A genealogist and student of middle childhood education. A hip-hop artist with hit songs titled The Blacker the Berry, the Sweeter the Juice, and Do Revolutionaries Go to Heaven? And you're also now the author of the Afroset Black Nationalist Party for Self-Defense, which is your first book. So how are you doing tonight?
No, I'm doing good. I'm doing great. I'm excited to be on your show.
Oh, I'm excited to have you. Wow, like I've never met anybody that have as many accolades as you have.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, where are you originally from?
I'm from Cleveland, Ohio.
Really? I would have never guessed that. Okay. Wow. I don't even. You have so many accolades. I'm not even sure where to start. Where do you want to start?
We can take it back to the beginning. You know, that'd be cool.
Okay. Well, you are a musician, and
Yes.
you've recorded with artists from the Netherlands, South Africa, Senegal, and several other countries. What was that like for you?
Man, it's an amazing experience. It's something that I continue to do. You know, I've been blessed to write and record and perform all over the world. I've been in studios on different continents. You know, I met some amazing people that was very, very talented, very friendly. You know what I'm saying? We made some good music. Some of my best music I made, you know, collaborating with different artists around the globe.
Wow. So I have to ask, with recording with different artists from around the world, how well did y'all music mesh together? Like, I know there's a distinct sound from every country. Did you just kind of sort of like lay your own swag on everything, or did y'all all kind of sort of get together and do like a little collab on how the sound would come out, or how you wanted it to come out?
I mean, it's always an organic situation. So, you know, I just try to tap into what they're doing. And, you know, in many cases, you know, it's their first time collaborating with an American artist. You know, I'm underground, but, you know, a lot of people from foreign countries, they don't know Americans, you know, so.
Okay, I mean, you know what? In today's society, underground music is not really so underground as it used to be.
Right.
Like everybody hears about everybody. It doesn't. The internet is a beautiful place right now.
Yeah. It gives people a lot more independence. You know, so the harder you can work, you can see more benefits. You can post as much as you want. You can release whenever you want. You know.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this: what made you decide to start doing music?
I always was around music. When I was young, I had older brothers, older cousins. My dad, they used to always play albums, you know, so I was listening to hip hop my whole life, you know what I'm saying? A lot of kids my age, they weren't allowed to listen to it because of some of the language, but I never had that problem. So I always was around it. Artists like KRS-One, Rakim, Boogie Down Productions, Public Enemy, Ice Cube. They had some real great content. And then, once I was in like elementary school, maybe 5th or 6th grade, I started writing my own raps. But it was just for fun, to make people laugh and stuff like that. Then maybe around like high school, it kind of got competitive. We was, actually recording and writing hooks and trying to do whole songs and forming groups and stuff like that.
Okay, well, I gotta ask, because I am a diehard fan of battle rap. Have you ever ventured into that world?
No, never. I never had a rap battle in my life. You know what I'm saying? I think where I was from, I'm not going to say people didn't battle rap, but it wasn't as popular. So a lot of people didn't do it because I'm from Cleveland. So Bone Thugs and Harmony came from Cleveland. So they style, they was rapping fast and singing. So it wasn't really like a battle rap style. I think that was more like an East Coast thing. I mean, now, people do it any and everywhere. Battle rap is probably at its height right now. It's a lot more people battle rapping. But back then, it was more so like, flow, rapping for people and getting them to feel what you were saying. And also, like I said, recording songs and getting them to like your music.
Okay. Do you remember like the first song that you ever wrote, the first poem, or
the first song I wrote? Yeah. Well, I remember, I kind of remember it. I got it on tape. I don't remember the words to it, but I remember the beat and making it and stuff like that. Yeah, definitely. That probably was like maybe like 9th or 10th grade. We had the keyboard, we had the karaoke machine, the microphone, like in a little small mixer. It was in the basement. We used to record at my guy's house, but I had bought all of the equipment and stuff like that. So yeah, I do remember it. I got a copy of it. I gotta transfer it, make it on an MP3 now.
Okay, that's dope. It's like you are like just you have so many accolades. I don't even because I want to get it as much of you in this as possible. You've also, so in 2014, you also studied abroad at the Dominican Republic. And please forgive me if I butcher this name, the Dominican Republic Universidad Iberoamericana.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What was that like over there in the Dominican Republic?
It was a great experience. The people was real cool. We had a lot of fun. I learned a lot of things studying. I did a lot of volunteering. I was spending a lot of time at an orphanage, working with children, that don't have a mom or a dad. We did a lot of tutoring, a lot of arts and crafts. We did math and language and, different things like that. I would donate clothes and money and school supplies. We cleaned the orphanage out. We painted it, repainted it. Then we would go to community centers on the weekends as well and work with people, help them learn English. They were interested in learning their English. So we was interested in learning Spanish. So we would practice together and, do different things like that.
Now, let me ask you this. How exactly did that come about?
Let me see. Well, at the time I was going to like community college. So they had study abroad programs, but it was kind of like the places like China or France. They wasn't really going to any place where it was a lot of Black people. So I went online and I had to find my own study, my own independent study abroad program. So Dominican Republic was one of the places that had the program that I couldn't afford. I was able to get like a grant, to pay for it or whatever. But like I said, I wanted to be around Black people, brown people, and then also I was taking Spanish, so I thought it would be a good place.
Okay. I went to the Dominican Republic one time.
Oh, okay.
And they were looking at me funny.
Really?
Yes. And after, because I was like, why are they looking at me? Because at first we were being followed around by the police. I was like, okay, maybe they just want to keep us safe and stuff. And then I realized after I went home and I started doing some research that there are conflicting sides, the Haitian side and the Dominican Republic side. They do not like people of darker skin tones over there.
Well, to be honest with you, it is, I would say, not just the Dominican Republic, but Latin American countries and kind of a few countries around the world. They have a problem with colorism. So, like in the United States, racism is a bigger problem because the majority of the people in the United States are white, and the black people are the minority. But when you go to places like Haiti or Dominican Republic or Brazil or many other African countries and Asian countries, the black people are the majority. The majority of the people in these countries are, dark-skinned people, but you have lighter skinned blacks, mixed blacks, brown skinned blacks, dark skinned blacks, and they're still fighting for position because the whites still own everything. So let's say like you go to the Dominican Republic, you may see people like my color, your color, lighter. But when I went to the university, the professors were like lighter, white looking. The students were lighter, white looking. But the people that clean the bathrooms or clean the cafeteria or cook the food or the security, they're darker skinned people. You know what I'm saying? So that affects the lives of a lot of people there, just by being a little bit darker. We have colorism in America, but like I say, our bigger problem is racism, where we actually dying, we getting shot, we unarmed, we getting shot 50 times, or people choking us to death or putting a knee on our neck. So they don't have as much of a racial conflict as we do. But we, like I say, we do have color, light skin versus dark skin, but we're not going to take it that far. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that is a subject that I am going to tackle. I am a work in progress. It is a very, very broad subject, and it goes a lot deeper than what Black people really, really understand. We have been manipulated, and I'm talking about people of color from all walks of the globe. We have been manipulated for probably hundreds of thousands of years. Speaking of that, what is your opinion? I think I was on Google. I'm not sure where I saw the article at. Is a Haitian militant group that kidnapped some French officials, and they were holding them ransom.
Oh wow!
You didn't hear that?
This is recently?
Yes. It was I believe a priest and a nun. I think they might have released them. They were holding them ransom because if memory serves me correctly, because when I went back to Google while all these people over there in the Dominican Republic was looking me up and down, I found out when Haiti fought for their freedom and from France, and then France exacted this enormous fee from Haiti, and evidently Haiti want their money back. France owed Haiti.
But it was all colonized by the same people but different people, if you understand what I'm saying. The British, like the British took America, the Spanish took Dominican Republic, the French took Haiti, but they all European, so
Yeah, I was wondering. That really scared me a little bit. With all of the stuff that's going on. Sorry about that. I totally lost my train of thought. I thought I put my phone on silent. I am very, very informal here. It's deceptively unique. I'm about as real as they come. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's see. While you were in the Dominican Republic, I believe you studied diseases. Did you just study diseases that were native to that country, or just in general?
Well, the class was called Caribbean diseases, so it was a focus on the foods that they eat. In Dominican Republic, Haiti, Jamaica, Puerto Rico, all of those countries. It's a lot of countries over there. So basically, things like parasites and foodborne illness. We went to a laboratory, went to a hospital, and we had to look at like feces samples and urine samples, looking for, parasites and different things. Because a lot of times around the world, people eat the same thing. They eat pig or beef, they eat cow, they eat chicken. It's pretty much the same, but sometimes they may prepare it different. So in the Caribbean, I don't think they eat like pork chops like how we eat them. They don't eat bacon how we eat. Like our bacon be dark and crispy and deep fried, and our pork chops be deep fried. Like out there, the bacon still is kind of lighter, or what you would call like maybe medium rare. Like it still be kind of pink sometimes. So sometimes, that can lead to people having more foodborne illnesses.
Oh, okay. Wow, that is
It's
fascinating.
prepared differently.
Okay. Again, you are just just all these accolades. So in 2016, you went to Brazil.
Definitely.
Okay, and you studied Portuguese and Brazilian history, which I find absolutely fascinating. So what did you discover in these beautiful countries?
Oh, Brazil was real cool. I mean, DR was cool. Dominican Republic was real cool. They both was cool. They have some similarities, but they have some differences. Like I say, Brazil was kind of colonized by the Portuguese. So the DR was colonized by Spain, but they both European nations or what have you. But Brazil is similar to the DR because it's majority Black. But like I say, it's still colorism. But in Brazil, it's a little bit more racist. You know what I'm saying? Because even though Blacks are the majority, it's a lot more white people, like percentage wise. You get what I'm saying? So it might be this city may be more Black people. This city may be all white. This city may be Black and white. So it's a little bit more racial tension in Brazil than colorism. In Brazil, they kind of address more African history. They talk about Africa a little bit more. It's more connected to Africa than even the United States, because when they had the slave trade, Brazil received the largest amount of Africans. So, you see it in the food, you see it in the martial arts, you see it in the dances, you see it in the music, and in Brazil, from my experience, when you studying or you learning about something, Brazilians, they will say, well, we got this from Africa. We learned this from African people. This is an African thing. They'll say that. But in America, it's kind of like we were slaves and our history kind of begins there. We don't really learn about what we got from Africa. So we kind of just think everything was taken from us. But we can still see it in some of our music too, and some of our dances, and the way we build our lips, our body, our hair, our skin and stuff, but it's not really explained as much as in Brazil.
Yeah, they did a good job in beating our history out of us. We as African Americans have no idea where we came from, which in my opinion, that's why we're in utter chaos right now. Let's see. You also conduct educational tours to Africa. So I could talk about it, but you know way more about it than I do, and I'm curious about it as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have 7 educational tours to Africa. We go to other places too. We go to Europe, Brazil, Asia, but I primarily focus on the African countries. We go to Ghana, Senegal, Cape Verde, Ethiopia, Egypt, Kenya, places like that. And I'm adding more African countries. We'll be doing Tanzania, Madagascar. So Africa is very diverse. Africa is the most genetically diverse continent in the world. As far as people, DNA, languages, culture, music, you know what I'm saying? There's almost 60 countries in Africa. Africa has more countries than any other continent in the world, you know what I'm saying? So the purpose of the tours is basically to clear up a lot of misconceptions that Americans have about African people and the continent itself.
Wow. I am learning. That is fascinating. I want to go to Africa one day. I really
it's
do.
very, very beautiful. You'll have an amazing experience. I take middle school students, high school students, college students, elders, young adults.
Wow. So tell me, has there ever been a time where some problems arose on a tour? Do y'all set up housing for people to stay? What comes with the tour package?
Okay, so the tours, they're flexible. You could go for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, however long you want to stay. If you want to visit one country or multiple countries, you can do that too. As far as bad experiences, I haven't had any thus far. I'm blessed, you know what I'm saying? But, one of the misconceptions is that Africa is very dangerous. So a lot of people think if they visit Africa, You know, they may get a disease, they may get kidnapped, they may get raped, they may get murdered. You know, that's the first thing that they think because, you know, because of the media. And we have a lot of movies and stuff like Taken and Hostel. But, you know, I just would encourage people to do their research on that specific country because they may be misappropriating something that's happening in one country for another country. For example, it's almost 60 countries in Africa. So it may be a war in Nigeria and people think it's a war throughout Africa, or it may be a disease in, you know, this country, and they may think that it's a continental pandemic, you know. So it's just very important. You could go online. They have entities like the United Nations. They do a global peace index. You know, it's a worldwide organization, and they rank countries from the most peaceful to the most dangerous. And you know, you will see that it's dozens of African countries that are far safer or just as safe as places like the United States, or even places that we travel to, like European countries like London, you know what I'm saying, or even Dominican Republic, you know. So if you can visit these places, you can visit Africa and be, you know, safe and have a, you know, great time or whatever.
Well, that's dope. You know, the images that the media portrays, even to this day, of Africa are of the little black children with flies on them that they can't seem to, it's like it's right there. You just want to, baby, just, baby, I don't know why. Now, I have seen other images of Africa that were absolutely beautiful and was nothing like the image that the media tries to portray to us. And I honestly believe that they want to do that to African Americans to make us feel like our homeland is, you know, not really worth going back to, or we didn't come from greatness, in my opinion.
Yeah, you're right.
So let's talk about your book.
2020, I completed my first book. It's called The Afroset. So basically, it's about a Black Power organization that was founded in the city of Cleveland. My uncle, my mom's brother, was one of the co-founders. He came up with the name The Afroset. So in the 60s, Afro was a term that was used that was synonymous with African. So some people think about the hairstyle, but that's what the organization was. They was at the forefront of bringing African history, African culture, African dance, African fashion, African language, you know, African music to the city of Cleveland. They had a lot of educational components. They had classes on economics, health and wellness, diabetes, and sickle cell and things like that. You know, they taught Black history, African history. They taught African drumming. They taught the students how to play the drums. They gave everybody African names. They learned the African language, Swahili. They would practice speaking that. They also learned self-defense. You know, they had a farm. They would do target practice with rifles, handguns. They would do military drills. They would train with machetes and sticks and, you know, do hand combat and stuff like that. They had the shops where they would sell different items that they would make. So they was an independently funded organization. So they would make dashikis, they would make dresses, they would make earrings and necklaces, you know, all Afrocentric looking items.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Pottery, paintings, artwork, things like that, necklaces. And they would sell them to keep the organization running. They had a lot of social programs. They had breakfast programs, lunch programs. They opened up a nursery. They opened up a theater. At the theater, they would do poetry readings. They would do musical performances. They would write plays. They would do fashion shows. You know, they would have dances and stuff like that. You know, they were just into a lot of different things. They did a lot of community policing. So if people came into the community and they sold drugs, they would run them out. They were running dope houses, after-hour spots, and shut them down. If people were pimping and women were prostituting, they would run them out of the community. You know, if police came into the community and they were brutalizing people, you know, they would confront them. So it's a very exciting book, a lot of shootouts, riots, rebellions, uprisings, explosions, you know, different things that took place right in the city of Cleveland.
Wow. That is fascinating. How long were they established? Are they still going on? I'm pretty sure they're not still going on. The way white America is set up, anything that is Black greatness, they must shut it down immediately.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, they endured the same fate as a lot of the Black Power organizations and Black leaders of the 60s and the 70s, the COINTELPRO, the FBI thing, the illegal surveillance and, different things that they was doing, people dying and coming up missing mysteriously, people going to prison for things that they didn't do. So the Afroset was founded in 1967 and they dissolved in the early 70s.
That's sad. And it's funny that you said though. I believe that the African American community was by far stronger in the 1950s, 1960s, 1970s. They started shutting us down. I think we went from owning our own houses to being in projects. Wow, that is fascinating. So, what platform? Where can people get your book from?
I have a website. It's campcleveland.org, campcleveland.org. I'm on social media as well. I'm on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. I have a YouTube page. I upload a lot of positive content. If you want to see some of the places that we go on the tours, the inside of the pyramids, the inside of the Valley of the Kings, the Door of No Return. You want to see some of the slave ports and slave dungeons. I have a lot of that footage on there. So again, my handle would be Camp Cleveland, CAMP Cleveland.
Okay. Now, is this also where people can sign up for your tours as well?
Yeah, definitely. They can contact me if they have any questions, if they want to get more information about the tours, if they want to get the book, if they want to see some of my music videos, hear some of my songs. I've been doing a lot of international commerce, so I sell different products. Like I go to different countries, I bring back dashikis and dresses and black soap and black seed oil and earrings and different things like that. We take special orders, so if you need a dress, you need a certain size or a certain color,
I'm definitely gonna be placing my order. Okay, wow, that is absolutely fascinating. I'm going to put all of this info up so that everybody can know where to find you.
Thank you so much, Queen.
You're welcome. Thank you, King, for coming on my show. I had a wonderful, wonderful night. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And everybody, make sure you go, you sign up. You go to, it's campcleveland.org.
Yeah.
Okay. Make sure you go there. I'm going to put all this up. It's going to be flashing somewhere up in here. Yes, and I want you to drill that in your head, because it's not often that we as African Americans are able to actually go out. And well, actually it is. I just don't think it's enough of us that actually do that. I don't know if what they've done to us in the past has made us fear doing more, being more, wanting more. I don't know what it is, but I salute you, King, and I thank you for doing what you're doing for African Americans.
Thank you. I'm loving your platform. You got your own style. It's lit. I love it. Thank you so much. I really had a good time with you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, and for all my fans out there, give my drink back, baby.
Dear God, I got one question. I need to know, do revolutionaries go to heaven? And if so, may their legacies last forever and their seeds grow. Tell them that we love them so and never let them die slow. It's like we cursed to be born black. We was kings and queens, now look where we at. I know it won't be long before we take it back. I just hope I live long enough to see it happen, and that's a fact. Cause one thing when you pro-black,